going on, everybody? Halo Drama here, back with another Rewind Rumble reaction. You read that title right, this is what I'm actually pretty hyped for. Dragon Ball Super Fusion Battle. Vegito, versus Gogeta. This should be a good one. Granted, me personally, I've always thought Vegito was better. I've always thought Vegito was stronger. Granted, because their fusion is from the earrings, and that's basically a gift from the gods, you know? Whereas in the Gogeta, it's the fusion dance that was taught by some alien race that we never see, you know? But in any event, Vegito versus Gogeta. This should be a good one. Let's see what's up.
It's the rematch you've all been waiting for. This time, the battle is canon. We no longer have to deal with the flame war that is GT versus DBS, because this time it's DBS versus DBS. Vegito versus Gogeta, Super Edition. Now, speaking of fusions, what happens when you fuse Rewind Rumble and our sub-series Fatal Conflict? You get a totally new series known as Blast Battles, exclusively on Amino.
What?
Amino recently launched a new
Alright.
feature that allows users to create and post stories. Creating stories is really easy and fun, especially with their editor. Not only can you watch my stories, but many other people are posting really sweet stuff that you should be checking out. Now let's talk about Blast Battles. Blast Battles is an exclusive animated series that can only be seen on the cartoon cycle of Amino, the Anime Amino community, or on the Amino Discover page. You can search for my specific stories in the Discover tab, or follow me in my communities. Blast Battles are essentially battles that happen in a blast. No rules, no research, just animated action. You can start by clicking that top link down below to download Amino and follow me on there. Also, don't forget to follow me on my global profile. To do this, all you have to do is search Animation Rewind under the Users tab on the main search bar.
I would have skipped all this if I didn't know this was coming, but it is what it is, I guess.
Without being in the same Amino communities as me.
I'm just
Thanks
amped
to Amino for sponsoring
to
this
see
video.
this fight, see how it
Gogeta's
goes.
story in the Broly movie is one that is born from desperation, but ends in glory. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Goku and Vegeta were running out of options to take out that legendary Super Saiyan, and they needed to throw a Hail Mary. Vegeta already had to do a ton of pride swallowing to fuse with Goku under Vegito, but this time he had to take the next step and do a dance in order to fuse. This took
Vegito wasn't about that shit.
For Vegeta to musk up the confidence to do such a thing, and lo and behold, they needed multiple tries.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Though personally, I would have loved to see Fat Gogeta face Broly. But of course, Gogeta needed to win this battle and not give Broly something to laugh at.
He can't be serious about that.
One of the greatest battles and one of the greatest battle themes was about to take place. Gogeta versus Broly. A Broly with an actual personality and wasn't just a plot device. Gogeta in his base form was able to dodge attacks from Super Saiyan C-type Broly and overpower him in his own Super Saiyan state. The power of Gogeta's punches were so immensely powerful, these Saiyans were able to break through space and time, sending them to a different dimension. Now before any of
Gogeta versus Broly was the shit.
And tell me that this was just some fancy animation effects, Gogeta made it very clear that they were no longer in the same place they were before these punches. This soon forced Broly to transform into the legendary Super Saiyan. Gogeta was still able to counter him.
Well, that's not why or how he transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan, but
Broly with a limit Ultra Kamehameha. Gogeta's power was enough to earn praise from Whis, deeming his attacks truly magnificent. It should be noted that once Gogeta turned blue, Broly became 100% incapable of landing a single solid attack on Gogeta, only landing in clashes that often favored Gogeta. Of course, all cool fusions have their limitations. The Gogeta form can only last for 30 minutes, and offers a slightly different personality than Vegito. Gogeta rarely ever speaks during battle, save for brief taunts. Similar to Vegeta, Gogeta can be ruthless once he has been determined to face a foe and seen such a foe as a threat, and will show no hesitation in eliminating them, as seen during the final moments of his battle against Broly. Now, like Goku, Broly was shown mercy. Let's see if he'll do the same with Vegito.
Ah, I remember it like it was yesterday. It happened.
I don't know
all
if
the
he
way
was
back
shown
in
mercy.
volume
He was
26
wished away
of the
before he got
classic translated
blasted.
Manga, chapter number 309 to be specific. That battle between Super Buu and Goku. Son Goku was in a pretty tight situation, so tight that the poor guy even considered fusing with Hercule, aka Mr. Satan. Thank God that didn't happen. And before Goku got into some deep trouble, sent from the heavens came Vegeta just in the nick of time. At first, Vegeta being Vegeta, you know, the Vegeta that we all know and love, was opposed to the idea of fusing with the very man that he could not stand the sight of. But after some pride swallowing, a Potara earring onto his right ear, and a fast-pacing Super Buu heading right towards him, Vegeta finally stepped up and fused with Goku. Out of that fusion came the iconic Vegito. Vegito is arguably one of the most powerful characters in the original Dragon Ball manga.
Definitely.
Right off the bat, his strength and power in base form surpasses even that of Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Pretty sure he's flat out the strongest character from the Dragon Ball manga. Well, the Dragon Ball Z manga, I should say.
Don't forget that this is
Once you get to Super, that's on some other shit.
Absorbed the likes of Goten, Piccolo, Gohan, and Little Trunks in the form of Gotenks. Vegito has the combined qualities of both Goku and Vegeta. He flaunts with Vegeta's prideful cockiness, while at the same time tries to fight with Goku's creativity. He strategizes with Vegeta's analytical mind, and strikes with Goku's willpower. You would think that with the characteristics of Goku and Vegeta would make for a terrible fusion, but it's the opposite to attract
Nobody
the
would think
best,
that.
and Vegito is the perfect example of that statement. If Vegito needs more power, he can transform into a Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and arguably even something beyond that to the point where he can go Super Saiyan 3 as well.
I'm sure
While
that he
Super
could.
Saiyan 3 Vegito really only appears in select sources. If he can do it within the actual canon is irrelevant, since the dude can transform into a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or known as Super Saiyan Blue. Vegito Blue is not someone you want to face off with on the battlefield. His power is so high that it can sometimes be too much for even the Potara earrings to handle.
That's true.
Dragon Ball Super spoilers incoming, but Vegito Blue was able to easily stop and destroy Fusion Zamasu's wrath with little effort. Considering the fact that Super Saiyan God Goku weighs in at a universal level, tack on that blue multiplier, then add in Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue power, then without a doubt Vegito Blue is a multiversal
but then the
heavy
fusion
hitter.
ran
But
out.
as great as the fusion between Goku and Vegeta may seem, there are some flaws worth pointing out. Not only do you get the best of both worlds from Goku and Vegeta, sometimes you get the worst of worlds as well. Vegito showcases Vegeta's bad habits of toying with his foes, and Goku's bad habits of letting his foes go at full power. And sometimes Vegito can be fused for really avoidable reasons if Goku and Vegeta stay at task 100%. However, compared to all the great Vegito can do, these flaws are relatively minor. Overall, Vegito can be argued as one of the most powerful Dragon Ball heroes of all time. He's got one of the best qualities of both Goku and Vegeta, and is a true powerhouse in the heat of battle. Having to take an example of this, if you go back to the original Dragon Ball Z manga, having to scale the depth and magnitude of what Buuhan had become during the time of absorbing Ultimate Gohan, Super Buu Gohan Absorbed was arguably one of the strongest used villains within Dragon Ball Z, and along the lines comes
he just flat out was.
up against Buuhan's power in base form before transforming.
I don't know why they keep saying they flat out were the strongest two characters in Dragon Ball Z.
Powerful adversary around with little to no effort. Fast forward many years later, and we have the introduction of Merge Zamasu, who was an immortal, face off against someone who was mortal, that being Blue Vegito, and at that very point, Vegito Blue was able to even push Merge Zamasu in the form of combat during their sequence. So what exactly does that mean? It means that Vegito Blue's powers were able to even contest against someone who can live on forever.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place
If they would have stayed
Earth,
fused, they
and
definitely
remember,
would have won.
There is no
Without Trunks'
prep
help.
time. Let the
For
battle
anybody
begin.
who has seen that fight. If not, you should. It's awesome. Whew, this should be good. So that's just one of those fights that has only one opponent. Oh, they just came out fused. Came out fused, not fucking around either. this have to take a while to get him. But they knew they had to come with their A game to do this kind of fight.
Alright! I think you need to be punished more often. Get ready! I'll send you to the next world with this. You're fine!
Oh yeah. They're going into another dimension shit.
Let's end this! Enough! Come on! Don't beat me! To the next world with this. Get ready! Let's end this! Take that! Sorry! Guess I don't know my own strength!
I'd like to thank Team Animation.
Gogeta gets it?
Gabriel M.
I don't need to hear all that. I'll just wait till the analysis. But damn, that was raw as fuck. That was raw as fuck. That's one of the better episodes I've seen in a while. I still want to know how he won, but I'm sure he's going to explain it. Let's see.
Revenge is served best in blue as Gogeta Blue finally takes out Vegito and grabs his win. Now you're probably wondering, how did Gogeta win this time but lost in round 1? Quite simply, round
Apparently,
1
like I said,
Dragon
there's a...
Ball GT Gogeta and Dragon Ball Super feats simply outclassed what was shown in GT. This rematch,
Well, GT's not
Dragon Ball
canon anyway,
Super
so...
Gogeta, which made this debate
That means Vegito was fighting a figment of his imagination.
Not cold hard stats. These are the same characters, so we can't just pull the power level card like we could have in the first round. So with all this in mind, let's discuss said semantics and intangibles. It's important to know that both fusions are restricted by time. As previously mentioned, Vegito has a 1-hour restriction and Gogeta only 30 minutes. At first glance, this appears to give Vegito the advantage, but the Potara fusion is also limited by energy consumption.
That's
While
true.
Vegito had ample time to destroy Zamasu, a massive attack that he unleashed on the Renegade God cut his fusion unexpectedly short. GT had similarly established that energy consumption could shorten their fusion, with Goku unable to sustain his Super Saiyan 4 form to continue his fusion with Vegeta. However, given that GT's series is non-canonical, it's unclear if this is official or translates to Dragon Ball Super. In terms
Very
of sheer
unclear.
power, while Vegito is able to go mano-a-mano with a god, Gogeta's battle with Broly is so exponentially powerful that the battle sends shockwaves that shatters through various dimensions. An incomparable feat to this date in the Dragon Ball Super franchise for our favorite Saiyans. The animated film Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon had implied that a single devastating blow could be enough to split a fusion prematurely, but as it was largely played for the comic effect in the film, it is unknown if this again carries to Gogeta. Similarly,
Well, Wrath of the Dragon wasn't canon, so...
earrings are destroyed. That particular fusion also ends prematurely, as seen with Kefla's defeat during the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super. But this hasn't been seen in the anime. Seemingly unrestricted by power usage, despite having half the duration with strength, enough to burst through dimensions, Gogeta appears to be the more powerful of the two fusions. While Vegito can theoretically exist twice as long as his counterpart, he simply can't use his vast abilities unchecked without fear of the fusion coming to an abrupt end. And in a franchise defined entirely by increasing power levels, Gogeta's unlimited potential is what ultimately gives him the edge. Yes, Vegito can be fused for longer, but quality over quantity is what gives Gogeta the win, making the winner of this Rumble, Gogeta. Now, if you want to
Well, let's see
combine the
what he's
likes from
gonna
this
say.
upload and the round 1 upload for that fusion free
Okay, something that I don't know what he's talking about, because that's obviously an episode I haven't seen from a different series that he has on the channel, I'm assuming. I personally don't agree with that outcome, but it is what it is. I definitely think Vegito is better. I always have. Like I said, the earrings, that's a gift from the god, so not only is it combining their powers, I'd assume it, helps multiply them just as, I don't know. it is what it is. That's just going on some hypothetical thinking as a Dragon Ball fanatic. That's just my take on it. If any of you have any takes on it, let me know what you guys think. But on to the next time when I have time. So until then, peace.